I don't know if you can tell, but the buds are just popping on the trees right now. So it's the first week of warm weather essentially in the spring. Buds are popping on the trees and smallmouth bass are up shallow going ham. So I'm gonna do one of my favorite things and throw a swim bait on them. So that's just a 4-inch spark shad. And we're gonna just kind of roll this thing around in the shallow water. And how I'm gonna fish this bait, there we go, right there. Oh my goodness. That one might have popped off. Yeah, she popped off. How I'm gonna how I'm gonna fish this swim bait is I'm just gonna cruise over the shallow water and just let that paddle tail kick, 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 kick. And then every once in a while, a couple snaps of the rod, because that'll kind of draw attention to that bait. This is a really sparkly bait and it's super clear water, so they can see it from a long ways anyway, but it's always a good triggering mechanism to kind of give that bait a pop. A lot of times that's when they'll eat it, like that one did just by the boat there. For some reason didn't get hooks on her. But we're dealing with just a big flat here. So I gotta cover water. I can cast this thing a long ways and move it kind of slow. Like I said, it's just gonna be wobble, wobble, wobble. And the smallmouth aren't crazy active right now, being as it's kind of early. I mean, they're active, they're in the shallow waters and they're eating like crazy, but they're not moving fast. If you notice, they don't jump real high like they usually do, major acrobats that they are. So I'm making it easy for them by going just a little bit slower. I'm in a Old Town AutoPilot Sportsman's 136 right now. So I got the trolling motor head just pointed straight ahead, and I'm just steering with my rudder. That way I can just kind of slowly go through these flats, fish hands free, steer the swim bait with my rod tip, and that's the program. That fish just erupted on it. I'm gonna spot lock. Usually when there's one, there's another one, so. There's another one with it right now. You're gonna see that a lot. There's two of them with it right now. Holy cow. Come here. Yep. Just like that. She's not very big. Typically I wouldn't grab the line like that, but a guy like that. A couple more right by the boat, so I'll see what happens here. This little Megabass spark shad is just soft. It's a soft bait, so at slow speeds it really has a good wag. And that bait hardly hit the water and that fish was on it, so I don't really need to tick bottom. A lot of times that's a good thing to trigger fish, is just kind of tick bottom, and you get hung up or something, you just give it a good pop. So I'm really putting all the pieces together right now. I knew I was gonna come fish this lake, and so I laid in bed last night looking at satellite imaging of the lake because it's super clear, so that'll reveal some of these flats, prominent shallow rocky points. So I kind of already knew what parts of the lake had fish in them, or would probably have fish in them based on, you know, the shallow areas, and the fish are going to be pushing up there this time of year, so spot lock. So I've been looking on satellite imaging, and then I'm also using my side imaging on my Humminbird HELIX 7 here to identify not only fish, but spit the hook right there, another one about the same size. Identify fish, but also boulders, you know, just a better substrate transitions where you get maybe a sand to rock, sand to gravel, muck to rock. I knew kind of where I'd concentrate my efforts already, and then I'm narrowing it down once I get there by using my side imaging and finding the real like tight holding areas, making target casts to those spots. I'm looking out 50 feet on either side of the kayak right now, and I can judge, you know, 25 feet being halfway to the right side, I can kind of judge the length of my cast. So if I see a particular boulder or a transition, I'll just cast right at it. Spot lock. Spot lock so she can just pull drag and get some work done. Good one. I was just standing up because I got to a kind of a shallow bay and the wind was down so I could see really well, and I was kind of watching my bait. Yeah, yeah. Good one, good one, good one. Choked. Give me your mouth. Here we go. Look at that. Not mega, I guess, but smallmouth fight so hard. There we go. TroKar. There we go. Spark shad, smallmouth bass. Yeah. Like I said, I was standing up there for a second just because I wanted to see if there was, you know, bottom change a little bit better, and there is kind of right here. And I just dumped one and threw back out there, and that one tapped it and missed it, and so I sunk it and slowed it down and hammered it again. A swim bait is such a fun way to kind of feel your way around. You more or less got to let that tail just do the work. I mean, you can reel really slow, but that thing just subtly falling and tick, tick, tick on the way down, give it a good snap. Like, you're just feeling that tail kind of go like that as it sinks, and then something picks it up, and that's when you reel down and hammer on them. That's one of my favorite hook sets of all time, is when you get a chance to reel down on them. Smaller one, but that's like the 5th fish I've caught in this little bay-ish pocket point. Literally, it's all 3 of those things. So that's a good sign. I'm going to keep working it. But like I said, I'm kind of just dragging it. I'm just dragging the swim bait like that. Not really reeling, not really popping, just kind of giving it a chance to soak. They're not moving real fast because it's fairly cool water. This is a very clear, deep lake. Come here. So like I said, I just like to make it easy for them. Yep. Good job, good job. Hence their name. Smallmouths don't have real huge mouths. So this is a 4/0 swim bait hook. 4-inch 4/0 gives, you know, the bass room, because a lot of times smallmouth have a tendency to bite off more than they can chew, and they'll not get hooks. There's another one. Like I said, just letting it sink, and I'm in spot lock right now. Like, I'm just fishing right here from a fixed platform, as we like to say. And this one's a little better. You're not done yet. So typically I'm getting blown around in a kayak, and now I can just stay on the fish. It's easy, man. So fun. Get her back, get another one. Yeah. There's no better feeling than that. I think she popped off. That one popped off. There's another one. Got her. Come on. This is insane. There's no better feeling than that, than just that crush, you know, of a swim bait or a jig, you know. Throw back. I don't know if this is the same fish or not, but dang, you stung her 3 times. Come here. That, like I said, there's no better feeling than just kind of feeling the bait go down, and then boom. Dang. All right. We got a group of them located here. There's 3 of them on my bait. It's just flat, calm, and crystal clear in here. 3 of them on my bait, and I just let the swim bait sink down a little bit and watched him eat it. There's nothing better than that. Nothing better. So I got kind of a barren shoreline here. It's clear and it's flat, but there's really nothing to hold fish, so I'm kind of burning down this shore. I'm looking on side imaging, and I'm not going to fish until I see a bottom change like rocks or I actually see fish. So this is a good way to kind of, you know, eliminate water. So I'm just moseying around. I got the trolling motor on 7.5 going 3 miles an hour. Just kind of burning down this bank. I don't think it's worth fishing, so on to the next. But I mean, in the meantime, I can re-rig, I can do whatever I want, change batteries and cameras. Pretty slick way to do it in the kayak. Took her a second, but she found it. Kill the trolling motor. Come on. I'm gonna sit down. Ooh, she's fat. Fat. So fat she can hardly jump, hardly fight. That's good for me because I want to get her in the boat. Get her back soon. There we go. Tubby time. Oh, big fat smallmouth. See, I just burned down that bank and I came to an even larger flat. So they're going to just be scattered across this flat. The other part had too much access to deep water, so that was the first cast. She touched it a few times and finally gobbled it. So there you have it. Spark shad, a swim bait, shallow water smallmouth. Outrageously fun. Like I said, it's just a bait that kind of stays up in the water column, falls slow, gives them plenty of time to come up and eat it. So, and like I said, best thing ever, that feeling of just letting that thing go like that and all of a sudden lightning bolt through the braid, down your rod into your reel. So, love spring smallmouth fishing.